In this video, I want to talk about LSD and magic mushrooms, and I want to try my best to separate LSD and other psychedelics from mushrooms and try my best to explain the differences. And so, I don't think we should be grouping up or associating magic mushrooms with LSD, ketamine, salvia, DMT, or any other strange psychedelic, because I see them as all fake copies of magic mushrooms. And I feel a healing love from magic mushrooms that I do not feel from LSD, ketamine, salvia, or DMT, or any other strange psychedelic. And I've only done LSD, so I can't speak too much about salvia or DMT. And I might have tried some, unknown psychedelic before in the past. But compare magic mushrooms to LSD, I feel a healing love from magic mushrooms. And LSD is more of a just messing with my mind. And like I said, magic mushrooms helps me open my heart. And so I don't think that we should be associating LSD, ketamine, and DMT with magic mushrooms, because I see them as fake copies of the real thing. And I don't think Jesus wants us to do LSD, DMT, ketamine, or any other strange psychedelic like salvia. And I think he is cool, and I feel with all my being that Jesus is cool with marijuana and magic mushrooms, because they can help us heal, and marijuana can help us open our mind, and magic mushrooms can help open our heart. And I talk about how marijuana can boost our creativity and relieve our stress and anxiety and depression. But marijuana can do the same thing, if not more. Boost our creativity, help us appreciate beauty, help us beautify our room and our art, help us create art, help us appreciate nature, help us be more present, and help us see our problems from a new lens. And I even said that magic mushrooms can help throw off the devil's plans for you to do something evil in the future. They help you feel more love. And I feel a healing love feeling from magic mushrooms. And I do not feel that with LSD. And so I see LSD and the other psychedelics as a fake copy, as the devil's creation to try to copy God's creation, which is magic mushrooms. And the devil does not know what magic mushrooms feels like, because it doesn't feel. The LSD and other psychedelics can try to get close to magic mushrooms, but there isn't anything close enough to the real thing. And so the devil cannot copy what magic mushrooms feels like. And LSD and all those other psychedelics are just fake copies of magic mushrooms. And we shouldn't be grouping magic mushrooms with those other psychedelics. We should be grouping magic mushrooms with marijuana as a natural, safe medicine that can help us heal and be loved and feel love and be more loving. So yeah, LSD for me feels like the devil's attempt to try to copy magic mushrooms. But I do not feel a healing love feeling from LSD. And I feel a healing love from magic mushrooms. When I was creating art with magic mushrooms, I was feeling a very high love. And a love that is higher than the love that I felt when I was creating art with my soulmate. Okay? Now, it's not the highest love that I felt, and I said that Jesus is the highest love, but the love that I felt from creating art with magic mushrooms was higher than the love that I felt from creating art with my soulmate. And when I was doing that, I was also exercising, I was also fasting, and I was also avoiding lust and avoiding gluttony and avoiding sloth. So magic mushrooms helped me get stronger. It helped me build a strong voice, helped me become a better speaker. It helped me be more loving. It helped me exercise more. But yeah, magic mushrooms helped me a lot. And if I were to recommend for people to take them and for people to try them, I would recommend for people who might feel scared or not not really that open to feeling very sensitive to magic mushrooms. For people who might feel scared of magic mushrooms, or not might be fully open to feeling very sensitive, I would recommend, if you want to try magic mushrooms and be open for the extra help and the extra love, I would recommend trying them in a comfortable environment, around people who make you feel comfortable, around good vibes, people that spread good vibes and help you feel good vibes and help you feel relaxed. So yeah, I recommend taking them around people that you trust, people that you feel comfortable with, and people that you feel good vibes with, and that spreads good vibes and spreads love and can help you relax. And that's how I would recommend taking them. But also, me personally, I enjoy taking them in private, because I feel like that's where I feel the most healing, is when I'm taking magic mushrooms in the privacy of my own room or in the privacy of my backyard. And I don't like to be around people on magic mushrooms. Now I can, and I've done it before. And I would recommend, if you don't feel comfortable doing them by yourself, to do it around people that you trust, that you feel comfortable with, that help you feel relaxed and good vibes. I would recommend trying it with them. You know, people who could be good trip sitters. But if you wanted to take them by yourself, which I love to do, you know, you can set the good vibes to your room, get a nice music playlist going, get, you know, if you have a certain candle smell that you enjoy smelling, or, you know, just cleaning up your room and make your room look nice, and just cleaning up the vibes of your room to help you feel better and more relaxed and more comfortable. And you can set up a comfortable, relaxed, cozy environment for your trip, for your magic mushroom trip. And that's what I would recommend if you wanted to do them by yourself in private, which I love to do. And it's an amazing feeling to walk on grass with bare feet on magic mushrooms. And I'm pretty sure I've done that if I remember correctly, but it's a very loving feeling to walk on grass with bare feet while on magic mushrooms. And to be out in nature and hear the birds sing, and to appreciate the delicate details and the patterns of the leaves and the trees, and see how the wind moves the trees, and to see all the different branches interconnected, and to see just the beauty of creation, the beauty of nature, and just appreciate everything that God has created. It is a very loving feeling, a very healing feeling. It's a loving, healing feeling. And so the devil cannot replicate that or copy that with LSD or any other psychedelic, because it does not know what that feels like. So that's why I want to separate magic mushrooms from LSD and all these other psychedelics, because I don't feel a healing love from LSD like I do with magic mushrooms. I also want to recommend treating magic mushrooms with respect, and do not disrespect them and take too much of them in the middle of the streets of New York City. You know, I wouldn't recommend taking a very high dose, taking too much of them in the middle of the streets of New York City and in front of a whole bunch of people. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I would recommend easing into it and treating them with respect, because they deserve respect. I think if you do take too much of it and you go into a public setting, like, you know, in the middle of a city, the streets of a city, or, you know, like a public mall, because I've seen this happen with my friend when we took a chocolate bar of magic mushrooms. Now, I don't know if these were real magic mushrooms, but I think he took too much, and we went to Bass Pro Shop Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee, and he was kind of wigging out in public and kind of freaking out. And I just think that he took too much in the wrong environment. And so I highly recommend treating magic mushrooms with respect, because they deserve respect, and to not disrespect them and not take them in a wrong environment, like out in public, like in the middle of the streets of New York City, or like a mall, or like Bass Pro Shop Pyramid. I would recommend doing it around people that you trust, people that you feel comfortable with, people that you love, people that spread good vibes and you feel good vibes with. I recommend doing magic mushrooms with them, around them, in a nice cozy environment. Or if you want to do it by yourself in the privacy of your room or the privacy of your backyard. That's what I mean by treating them with respect. And not taking too much of them. And if you're someone new to it, I would only recommend taking a small amount of it. I wouldn't really recommend going past 4 grams, or 3.5 to be exact. And I mean, that's just my personal recommendation. And so yeah, even with magic mushrooms, I feel like I am less likely to wig out on magic mushrooms than I am LSD. Because with LSD and other psychedelics, I feel like I'm more likely to wig out, weird out, or freak out with other psychedelics. But like I said, I don't feel a healing love feeling from LSD. And I feel a healing love from magic mushrooms. And I haven't really wanted to wig out, or weird out, or freak out on magic mushrooms. From all the times I've taken it, I never felt like I needed to or wanted to wig out or freak out. But LSD, I feel like LSD could cause way more paranoia and panic. And can be way more of a roller coaster of delusion. And I don't think magic mushrooms are delusional. But I do think LSD can make you delusional. Because like I said, I feel with all my being to be true that magic mushrooms help us open our heart, help us feel love, help us feel a healing love, help us appreciate beauty, nature, be more present, help us create art. They do so much to help us get stronger, help us exercise. They do so much to help us. And I can't say the same for LSD. But yeah, magic mushrooms also help me build a strong voice, which I'm going to make it my goal right now, because part of my drive is magic mushrooms. So I need to go get them, okay? Because if I'm going to want to try to help people to try them and be open to the help of magic mushrooms, then I have to be eating them myself. And I haven't ate magic mushrooms in a few years, and that bothers me. The fact that I don't have magic mushrooms available to me at this moment. And I'm going to try to grow them, which from my research, it is legal to grow them and to buy the equipment to grow them. But once you produce them and you have the production of magic mushrooms and ready to eat and ready to sell, then that is illegal. But yeah, I think once you actually have the magic mushroom, then you can get arrested for it, which I think is wrong. And I don't think people should be arrested for having a healing, loving medicine. Okay? But those are laws that I do not agree with, and that don't feel right to me. And so it feels right for me to grow magic mushrooms and to produce them as much as I can and to offer them to as much people as I can who want them and who want the extra help and who want the extra love, okay? That feels right to me. Even if I'm technically breaking the American law and they want to arrest me. And so if the government, I admit I'm gonna start growing magic mushrooms, and if the government wants to come and arrest me for it, then so let be it. Okay? Because I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong. And so yeah, I'm going to be trying my best, my absolute best to get magic mushrooms. And I've tried to grow them in the past before and it hasn't been that successful. And I've prayed to God to help me grow them and to help me produce them and help me get them. And a few months ago when I was trying to do a couple of grow bags, they didn't produce any. They produced any, and they actually got mold in it. And I was kind of disappointed and discouraged in my ability to grow, which I knew I could grow. I knew I could learn. It's just, mistakes and bumps in the road, and I just have to learn to get better. And just, the failure is part of learning and part of the process. And I just have to not give up, because giving up is failing. So yeah, I prayed to God for magic mushrooms, and one day I was going into a smoke shop and I wanted to get a weed gummy to knock me out and put me to sleep. And I just wanted a strong weed gummy to put me to sleep. And I went to the smoke shop and I saw a few options, and there were a lot of options, a lot of single weed gummies or like double pack gummies that were like $5. And there was one all the way to the right that was for $6. And I was curious, why is this gummy $1 more than the rest of the gummies? And she grabbed it and looked at it, and she looked at the flavor, and she told me the flavor, and I think it was like pink lemonade or something. And she told me, well, it's just $1 more. And I wasn't too clear. I thought it was just a weed gummy. But something inside of me told me to buy it. And just to go with that one that's $1 more. And I went with that feeling. And I bought it, and I took it to my house, and I read it, and it says, does not contain any THC, does not contain any 7-L, and this is a nootropic. And from my experience, from my past, nootropics are supplements that you take that can help with your health or whatever. And typically they don't get you high or make you trip. But I took it, not thinking I was gonna feel anything. And then 30 minutes later, I was tripping on some kind of psychedelic. And so then I look at the package again, and then it said Trippy Mushies on it. And I did not see that before. And I was like, oh, I think I might have taken some magic mushrooms from a smoke shop. But I don't think they were real magic mushrooms. I think they were a fake psychedelic that was trying its best to copy what magic mushrooms feels like. But there isn't anything close enough to the real thing. And so it said Trippy Mushies on it, but I don't think it was real magic mushrooms, but it was some kind of psychedelic, some strange psychedelic. And I've taken it a few times. But now I've come to the realization that these are not real magic mushrooms. And this is some strange psychedelic trying to copy magic mushrooms. And LSD and other psychedelics are that's what they are, just copycats. The devil's creation to try to copy God's creation. I took some of it this morning, and I threw the rest of it away after I was like, yeah, this is not real magic mushrooms, and I only want real magic mushrooms. I don't want any other psychedelic. And now I'm going to make it my goal to get magic mushrooms. Because magic mushrooms is the only psychedelic that I feel a healing love feeling from. And I don't feel that with LSD. And I do not feel that with this strange psychedelic from the smoke shop. The same way I do with magic mushrooms. They all feel like copycats. Not the real thing. Fake. Okay, imagine as a parent, your child wanting the real thing. And you give them a fake thing. And you think, in your mind, at least it's close enough. But there isn't anything close enough to the real thing. And so, you give it to your child to try to please them, but they might get upset. And you should ask, how does my child feel? Your child probably feels like they want the real thing and not anything else.